Hey CFB family, welcome back to day 4 of mobility. Thanks for following along with me and continuing this mobility journey. Today we're going to start with some leg stuff. We're going to kind of circle back to the beginning and focus on our lower half of our body. I hope the last few days have been helping, and I hope so far you're enjoying. So follow along for the next few minutes and we'll get this done. Alright guys, we're going to start today in saddle pose, super simple. We are going to focus on our quads and then the fronts of our ankles. A lot of the time in our squats, we really focus on those backs of our ankles and that flexion. So now we're going to do some extension. So all I want you to do, tuck your feet up, your heels up under your butt, get those feet nice and flat, knees straight out in front of you. And then as you feel good about this, I want you to just kind of lean back into it and start opening up those quads. Should feel that nice pull in the front of those ankles. We're going to hang out here for a nice long 2 minutes, so get cozy. Just keep breathing. As you kind of feel those quadriceps loosen up and relax, you can lean into this a little further and a little further. If not, stay as upright as you need to. If you need to come out of this at all and let a little pressure off your ankles, that's fine too. Just sit up for a second, lean forward, get a little pressure off your ankles, and then just lean back into that. Good job, guys. A little over 30 seconds into this, we're gonna hang for 90 more seconds. If you guys do have some options here, if you do have like a med ball that you brought home, you can put that behind your back and kind of lean onto that and really relax. You'll see some people do that at the gym where they put the med ball behind them and lean back. If you are super flexy, I'll show you an option. I'm going to turn to the side. Just stay in what you're doing right now. You've got a little less than a minute to go. You can widen those feet a little bit, and if you want to, you can either put a block or a pillow behind your hips. And then, Josh is really good at this, you can lean all the way back into that and flatten onto the ground if that feels good to you. Not everybody's that flexible. I'm not. This gets super uncomfortable after a while. So try it if you want to. If not, just stay nice and upright. So for a little under 30 seconds, just maybe lean a little further into that. Good job. Should feel the tops of those ankles opening up nicely. Good job, guys. A couple more deep breaths. You only got about 10 more seconds in this. All right, go ahead, unfold from that. We're gonna sit on our bottoms now. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do a half saddle now. So what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to pick one leg, put it straight out in front of you, bend that other leg nicely up along your side. Now this is not gonna be a huge range of motion, it's gonna be kind of small, but find in the middle of your groin and just walk your hands out, not towards this leg, not towards this leg, but out right in the middle, and then just kind of drop that chest down as much as you can. We're gonna hang out here for a full minute. You should feel a lot in that front hamstring. You should get a really good stretch there. And then you're almost gonna feel that internal rotation of that hip, and you should get a little bit in that hip where the leg is bent. So just relax into this as much as you can. Big inhales and exhales, just relax. Take a big inhale, and as you exhale, walk those fingertips ever so slightly out just to increase that stretch just a little bit more. Again, nothing that hurts, just mild discomfort. Good job, guys. All right, come on out of that. We're gonna switch legs this time. We're gonna bring that other leg straight, bend that one, and then you're just gonna find, again, the middle of those legs, and you're gonna walk your fingertips out, and you're just gonna breathe and try to sink into that ever so slightly. Big, big, big hamstring and groin stretch on that straight leg. Deep breaths in and out will help you relax into your stretch. Don't force it, just relax. Good job, guys. If you can, big inhale. On that exhale, just walk those fingertips ever so slightly out a little further. Got about 10 more seconds. All right, guys, go ahead and come out of that. All right, next we are gonna do everybody's favorite move. You're so used to this one at the gym. We're gonna get the back of that hip this time, that outside big B part of the hip, and pigeon. So try to bring that front leg as much of a 90-degree angle as you can, straighten that back one, and then just fold into that front hip. We're gonna hang out here for a full minute on each side. If you need to stay upright, feel free to stay upright. If you can, go ahead and come on down to those elbows and relax into this. Breathe, you guys. Nice big inhales and exhales. Just focus on your breathing. It should be a relaxing few minutes in your crazy day. Good job, guys. Give me a big inhale. Exhale, sink a little bit lower for the last couple seconds. All right, go ahead and unfold from that. We're gonna switch to the other side, bend the other knee forward, nice 90 degrees if you can, straighten that back leg, and then melt down onto the ground. Again, no big deal if you wanna stay upright, that's totally fine. One side's always a little bit more flexible than the other. You've got my less flexible side here. Go ahead and just try to sink into that front leg as much as possible. Big, huge stretch in the outside of that hip of the leg that's bent. Guys, give me a big inhale. Exhale, fold just a little further into the ground for the last few seconds. All right, guys, go ahead and come out of that. Great job, that was pigeon. All right, one of my favorites. Some of you are gonna really like this, some of you are not gonna like this, so I'm sorry. But we focused a lot on the outside of the legs. We're gonna focus a little bit on that groin, and we're gonna get into frog position. So you can get your feet up under and sit like you would do in child's pose, but you're gonna come off of those heels a little bit. You're gonna stretch those knees as wide as they'll go and let those hips sink towards the ground. I'll show you from the side also. Wide knees and sink those hips towards the ground for a nice groin opener. Don't focus on that part of our body all that much, so I'm sure Donovan has something snarky to say right now, but try to open that up a little bit and relax with those hips. If you need to stay nice and high and just a little bit of pressure is fine, go ahead and come up on those hands. If you can sink down, sink down. Also, if you'd like a little more out of this, you can actually do some rocks with this and increase the intensity and get a little bit more fluidity in those hip joints. If you want to do a few rocks with that, you can. If not, just sink down into that with me for about 20 more seconds. Good job, guys. Give me one big inhale. Exhale, sink a little bit lower, just another centimeter. Hold it for a couple seconds. Awesome. Go ahead and come out of that. All right, you survived frog. All right, something we also do in the gym, we're gonna do some Cossack squats. We're gonna do those lunges kind of back and forth, side to side, but this time what I want you to think about when you do them, I want you to think about keeping your hips as low to the ground as possible. So go ahead and get in that side lunge You can keep that toe pointed up. This foot that you're leaning on should be as flat on the ground as possible. And then I want you to think about just crawling to the other side and then crawling back. We're gonna do a total of 10. So walk it over. 1, hold it for a second. 2, 3, keep breathing. 6, 2 more. 9, last one. 10. Awesome, you guys. All right, so those are close-ups. Next thing we're gonna do a little bit of dragon, and then we're gonna kind of move into a nice spinal twist with this. So go ahead for me. Take one leg, lunge it forward, I don't care which one. Have that back knee planted on the ground. This time, instead of in lizard where we brought our arms into the center, we're gonna keep one hand on either side of our foot and kind of drop our chest onto our knee, and we're just gonna hang out here for a full minute, driving into that front leg and opening up that back hip. We're gonna hang out here for a full minute, and then we're gonna do a little variation on this one. Good job, guys. Get a little stretch in that front glute. Nice big stretch in that back hip flexor. Halfway through that. Breathe and relax. Big breath in, big breath out. All right, guys, now go ahead and bring those hands on the inside of that foot like we did in lizard. We're gonna use this to do a variation of the world's greatest stretch. So all I want you to do is drop your chest as low as you can. That inside hand that's up next to that knee, you're gonna try to drop that elbow inside that foot right there, and then you're gonna roll up towards the ceiling, and then you're gonna come back down. We're gonna do 5 on this side. So 1, all the way down, tap that elbow. 2, reach. 3, tap your elbow. 4, big rotation. 1 more really big rotation. 5, awesome, you guys. All right, go ahead and switch legs. Dragon on the other side. So again, back knee on the ground, lay your chest up on your knee, hands on either side of that foot, and lean into that front leg. Just breathe here. You're gonna hang out here for a full minute. Big deep breaths. Just think about your breathing and relax for a minute. Don't force anything. Let it feel as natural as possible. Leaning into that's a little too intense. You can come up and support yourself on that front knee. If not, fold that chest on over. Halfway through that, you guys. Great job. Deep breaths. One more big inhale and exhale. All right, walk those hands to the inside of the foot. Again, the elbow that is touching the bent leg is going to drop to the ground. We're gonna do 5 rotations. So down on the ground, up for 1, big twist. 2, try to twist a little further each time. 3, 4, 1 more, 5. Great job, you guys. All right, go ahead and come on out of that dragon. We've got 1 more movement for you guys. We're gonna do a standing straddle. If you are on carpet and it's gonna be a little too slippery, you're gonna watch my feet slip on this rug because they struggle on this rug. If you have hardwoods or you have the ability to just kind of stay on your mat, go ahead and do. We're going to get on our hands. We're gonna make those feet nice and wide, and then we're going to walk those feet out until it is a little bit uncomfortable, but not painful. Walk them as wide as you can. Stay up on your hands if you want to. If you can drop your chest lower and get down on your elbows, great. We're gonna hang out here for a full minute, and we're just gonna relax into this. As the insides of your legs relax a little bit, if you can inch your feet out ever so slightly, go ahead. If not, just stay where you are. Just keep breathing. Just a little bit longer. If you can inch those toes out just a teeny bit, go for it. Last few seconds of stretching. All right, guys, give me one more big inhale and exhale. Go ahead and come up on out of that. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me on day 4. This has been a lot of fun doing this with you guys. I hope I see you for day 5. Have a good one.